I will give you some examples of why this bill is needed, but I want to start out with one example. It was about 3 years ago. There was a woman home alone in an apartment in Billings in the evening, and somebody was pounding on her door. And she went to the door and said, "Who's there?" And a male voice said, "Let me in, let me in." And she said, "No, I'm not expecting anybody. Go away." And he kept pounding on the door saying, "Let me in, let me in." And she said, "No, go away, I'm not expecting anybody." He pounded on the door some more and said, "Let me in." And finally she opened the door, and when she did, she had a small revolver in her hand at her side, pointed down at the floor. It turns out the man pounding on the door, who had not identified himself, was the apartment maintenance man. He saw the gun, he called the police. The police came, they arrested the woman. The county attorney charged her with 3 felonies. Intimidation, assault, and I believe reckless endangerment. In any case, by the time I heard about this, the public defender had plea bargained her guilty to 2 misdemeanors. And I think that there's a whole lot of travesties going on in that example, but one is the overzealous charging by the prosecutor in order to leverage a plea bargain. He wanted another notch on his prosecutor gun and wanted a cheap and easy one, so he ran the cost of defense on her criminal charges up to $50,000 or more, knowing that she couldn't afford it and knowing that she'd have to plead guilty to something in order to get off. Well, that's just one example, and I have other examples if you want them, but I don't want to talk too long, so let me talk about the bill specifically.